Hi friends, it's Simon and it's a return to tech and desk accessories this week. As the channel grows on YouTube and I dive deeper into the tech reviewing world, I've either bought or been sent a fair amount of unusual tech and desk accessories that I didn't expect to like. These are the items I just had to tell you about. The question is, did I actually like them? From bone conducting headphones to e-ink tablets and well, a robot for my cat, you've got to stick around to the end for that one. This should be fun and maybe even a little productive. I've dropped links to all the products I mentioned in the description below in case, well, you like them. First, an unusual ergonomic mouse. This is my Logitech Lift mouse. It's odd, and I actually love it. I never thought I'd like a kind of side-on mouse like this, but then again, maybe that's just because so many of them are so super ugly. I know I'm a sucker for aesthetics on desks, but hey, anything that makes you wanna, be at that desk must be a productivity hack in my book. Now, Logitech are of course a respected brand in the space, and the MX Master 3 is many editors and desk enthusiasts' go-to option. But don't overlook this, the Lift mouse. It takes a little bit of getting used to, being side on like this, but it's super lovely to use. And as someone who was getting a bit of pain in my wrist after a few hours at the desk, this has absolutely solved that for me. Now, I do love it in the white. It goes rather well with my aesthetic, but do be aware it can get a bit stained. This is about 6 or 8 months worth of use. Maybe I'm just a mucky pup. Maybe I need to give it a clean. Either way, there's a black option too. I think I paid around 80 UK pounds for this. It's even got 3 Bluetooth connections, so you can just click between the different devices. Really fantastic. So good. So next, smart rings. Now, if you know me, you'll know I've long avoided the Apple Watch whilst trying to keep a little bit of my life and time that isn't plugged in. And at the same way, I've always felt that wearables and fitness trackers are just not for me. The thing is, I've always wanted to be able to track and thus improve my sleep. So keeping one step short of the Apple Watch, I decided to take the opportunity to try out a smart ring. They seem to be, in my opinion, the simplest and least intrusive option. UltraHuman sent me their Ring Air and I've been using it for the last few months, and well, I think I like it for my very specific use case. So this, I believe, is the world's smallest ring of its kind, and it feels that way. Friends of mine have double checked if I was wearing jewelry, and I have to admit, I do forget that I'm wearing it most of the time. It's just 2.4 grams light. Good start. It's also surprisingly durable, so I was convinced that I would scratch up this black matte model in no time, but it's still in great shape. And then setting it up is super easy. You just download the very well-designed app, pair the ring, and if you want a sleep tracker, I think this is where the Ring excels. I find its suggestions around when to delay stimulants like coffee or when to start winding down really helps. It will give a breakdown of my sleep pattern throughout the night, and I've actually started to see a correlation between what actions and approaches to the day affect my sleep. Now, battery life is around 3 days. I'm finding before I get a warning to charge it, it charges, I think, easily in this well-designed dock around about 90 minutes, I think, from what I can see, and you just have to remember to put it back on before you go to sleep. Now, this does work as a fitness tracker, and I also believe you can set data to import to Apple Fitness and health apps if you wish, and if you're one of those like iron pumpers out there, it will likely get in the way. But for logging workouts like running, HIIT sessions, yoga, it's perfect. My favorite is the running option. I can set a session going and it will track my heart rate and body temp pretty well as tracking my route on the map to show intervals and stages, pace, all the rest. That is a super cool feature. So overall, yes, I didn't expect to like a tracker, but if I was to have one, this is the one I would go for to keep things simple, improve my sleep and daily recovery. I'd say this was the best bet over something like the OG market leader's Oura Ring at the moment for one very good reason. There's no monthly subscriptions required, so you can just pay the $349 for a one-off purchase and then it will work. There's no more charges. Check it out below in the link if you fancy, and hey, you only live once, hit the like button while you're down there too. Bone conducting headphones. I've been looking for a solution for a more comfortable and easy to use headphone for workouts and also those long hours spent on video calls recently. I just find that my in-ear headphones get too uncomfortable at the desk for too long, and the over-ear ones to be honest. So I bought some of these. These are the Shox Open Runs. I didn't expect to like them. The idea of hearing my music or calls through vibration through my bones rather than my ears sounds pretty out there. And well, they're kind of brilliant. They are made by Shocks, generally seen as the OG brand for the technology, and the latest open run model are a really great balance of both price and quality. The strangest thing is that you can hear your surroundings at the same time as your music, so it could be a great option for safe running or cycling. And for those days at the computer, you actually forget that you're wearing them the way they sit on your ears. It's really good. If you're intrigued, try them. They could be your new favourite tech for 2024. You'll either love them and never go back, or well, return them like I did. Oh well, I guess I'm too much of an audiophile to buy these for $150-ish. 65% mechanical keyboards. Okay, I love a good mechanical keyboard, but to be fair, there was a time when I didn't see the point or value in them. Why go back to what looks like super old school tech? Well, once I tried them, I realised the benefit, the joy and pleasure of using them. It's all about that touch, feel, sound, and perhaps a little bit of aesthetic thrown in. Now, using a good mechanical keyboard makes the act of writing something I look forward to. And for me, that's absolute gold dust in the creator business. But that's not the unusual bit about this tech. It's that I've never enjoyed these smaller 60-65% boards. They just don't have enough keys and they don't feel right. But Keychron recently released this, their Q65 Max, and they sent it over for me to test along with their Q1 Max. And I think I've been finally won over. This board strikes the perfect balance for me between a compact, smaller size on the desk whilst feeling solid. They have the keys and the shortcuts that I need on my Mac, and most importantly, the typing experience with their new banana switches, I think punches way above the price point. Nice, right? Now, I've owned their Q1 75% board for years. It's the one that many of you have asked me about in my desk setup videos. And these new Mac series of both the Q1 and this Q65 are really exciting because they add multi-device Bluetooth to that Q series and the VIA programmability. But most of all, I found that it's a much improved sound and build quality this time around with the all aluminium body, the weighty feel, and this programmable knob. So many great things to like. So I may be finally moving to a 65% board. Who knew? I know you cared. Now check out the Q1 Max and the Q65 Max via the links. I reckon if you're looking for a good quality entry-level board, but one that is really weighty for the desk, this would be a great way into the mechanical keyboard world. And like I did with my Q1, you can upgrade the switches if you fancy a more custom look. Oh, and I think that these new versions, this white is a much nicer white. It sits with my desk much better than the old one. Let me know your opinion. Let me know what you think below. So, before we talk about my cat's favourite tech, how do you feel about e-ink readers? Are they actually worth it? You'll know that I'm a big lover of the Apple Pencil, the iPad. It's a big part of my life. I love this thing. There's plenty of videos on the channel about that. So I'm going to put that to one side for a minute because the e-reader and the e-ink tablet are a really interesting space for us to look at. Now, are they actually worth it? Maybe this is. It's the Boox Note Air 3C. It's a super versatile colour e-ink tablet that does a lot more than just let you read books. It has full access to the Android App Store. Now, I agreed to try it out when Onyx, I think, approached me about it, but I was dubious. Here's the thing, I've had a Kindle for years because, let's face it, it's so much better to read books on than an iPad. And well, a lot less expensive when you fill it with sand on the beach. I've also felt that my iPad was such an all-rounder for reading, watching and creating content around my job, it seemed silly to just add another device into my backpack and buy something like a Remarkable. Now that is an e-ink tablet which I think is successful because it just does a few simple things very well. Note-taking and reading and annotating documents. So does something like this, the Note Air 3, bridge the gap and try to be an iPad and Kindle alternative? Yes, kind of. So I think this is the perfect device for those who love their paper-like notebooks, but also want a tablet that will do much more. One of the restrictions of something like the Remarkable 2 is that it doesn't support Kindle, but with the Boox you have a super easy UI that allows you to quickly install apps in it, and I can just jump straight into my Kindle on this system. That is my Kindle replaced. Now it's smaller than other models, and with this handle you can kind of hold it so you can read books in one hand, so that's great. Now the note-taking system is lovely to use, it works very well, it really feels like a paper page, but I'm not so sure on the pen. It's good, but it's a little bit light and the magnets are easy to kind of mess up, so it doesn't always stick to it. But it's much more like a paper notebook than compared to an iPad, and it will be far less strain on your eyes when using it for note taking. But here's the rub. This is a great bit of tech for around $500, potentially replacing your e-reader, notebook and iPad for most things other than probably watching videos. But is it really the right approach? The joy of the Kindle and Remarkable is that they are limited. You are not plugged into the world, and the iPad, well, it's the perfect device for consuming media, video, articles and all that other creative design firepower. The Boox Note Air 3C is a great idea, but it's neither of these extremes. I'd say it's possibly the best e-ink tablet all-rounder out there. I just don't think many people need an e-ink tablet all-rounder. That said, if you look at this and think, finally, this could be the answer, it could well be for you and you'll probably love it. Just don't try to charge it when the cover's on, because it's over here. And finally, well, I just had to share this with you. This is Sphero, and well, I bought it for my cat Pepper. Hear me out. This thing is actually a brilliant little piece of engineering. It's an app-controlled robotic ball that you can use as a game controller, play imaginary golf, program and learn coding with, and even drive around your house like a remote control ball to mess with your furry companions. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not sure Pepper trusts this. It kind of moves in a way it shouldn't, probably, is what she thinks. But it's kind of an interesting and wholesome bit of tech that's also really fun. So you can see inside there's a kind of little robot with a gyro-y thing, and the whole thing can drive around. So this is a really good bit of fun kit for young kids, and is actually a great choice for some fun-enabled STEM learning in science, tech, engineering and maths. Maths? Now, I bought this to keep my cat happy and give her some extra exercise in the winter. I kept it to play Space Invaders on my mobile with one hand. Nice. It's about $50 and I think you'll like it. So out of those 6 unusual tech accessories I didn't expect to like, I ended up keeping 4, so not bad. Let me know in the comments what you made of them and what other unusual tech I should check out. If you want more, I have a ton of great desk tech and productivity inspiration on the channel, so I recommend starting with this video first, and make sure you check out my recent Notion productivity systems too for a slightly more meaningful way to improve your life down here. It would be awesome if you subscribed if you haven't yet, and of course, well, I'd better get back to creating. See ya.